This is P3 EdExcel, Chapter 7, Exercise 7A, looking at integration. Question 6 has, well, it's a definite integral, and it wants that we go from 2 to b, and a few things. So first of all, to notice that it set this integral equal to 0. So first thing to notice is that the integration of this will be equal to 0. So that will help us to isolate b, just have one unknown. So we've got to manipulate this in order to get some sort of answer so we can figure out what b is. So first step, just do the integration. So we know ex is just ex, and 3 is the a value, so it just stays the same. So our integral will just be 3x for the 3ex. And then when you have a coefficient inside this exponent, we just have to make sure that you know that if you have e to the power of 2x, for example, then your integrand is going to be times the first derivative of what's inside the bracket. So the function, it's a function inside a function. So you would have the whole thing, e2x, times by first derivative of 2x, which is just 2. So for our current question, we have 6e, so the a value just gets carried down, but we mustn't forget that it's also times by 2. And I'm saying, as I'm saying times, I'm thinking in my head, no, that's for differentiating. So of course you divide by the a value. You don't times by it, you divide by. Okay, for differentiation, you would times by it, but we're doing integration now. So you divide. So where that came from was this. Just to clarify, if y equals negative 2x, then dy dx is equal to negative 2. So that is where this came from. So you divide by the first derivative of the function inside a function. Okay. We know, if we just, let's make this look a little prettier. So 3x, the 6 and the 2 cancel and we get 3 and 1. So we end up with plus 3 e to the power of minus 2x. And from our original question, our integrand had the limits of 2 and b. So top, bottom, bottom, just match that up. And it's equal to 0. So this was all in the question. And it asks, what is b? So our new goal becomes to sort of isolate b, to get b on its own. Okay, so we know when you've got a definite integral, this is basically something minus something. And the first something, you sub in the b into that. And the second something, you sub the 2 into that. Okay, that goes there. That goes there. So we end up with 3EB plus 3E minus 2B minus by 3E2 plus 3E minus 2 times 2. We're just subbing that all in. Simplify this a little bit. We're going to end up with, let's take a 3 out as a common factor. E to the power of b, e to the power of minus 2b, minus, let's take 3 out again. E to the power of 2 plus 3, e to the power of minus 4. Okay, we're here. this was all equal to 0. This was all equal to 0. Just makes a big difference. Otherwise, you can't get rid of those 3s. If you divide through by 3, divide by 3 like that, that cancels, that cancels. Obviously, 0 by 3 is nothing. So we can just cancel those 3s. And we end up with e to the power of b minus e to the power of minus 2b minus e to the power of 2 plus, oh, sorry, that 3 is gone, e to the power of minus 4 equal to 0. I took out the, I don't know why I wrote that there. Okay, from here, I can see that all the bases are the same, so we can just drop them. But now be careful. So I'm going to do the long method. So I see e, b minus 2b minus e. This would have been a minus, let's do 2 steps. So minus that, minus e to the power of minus 4. Okay. I didn't need this. And I didn't need these today for this question. I've got e, b. Wait a second. Whoa, blooper. Big blooper. Maybe you've already spotted it. So I'm treating it as if it's multiplication, but of course it's not. I'll take you back to here. This is actually a minus. This is not timesing by each other. So let's look at it from here. So we got rid of the 3s. Equal to 0. I'm going to take the second bracket over the equal sign. So what I was doing just now wouldn't work, because if we had EB times that, then it would have worked, but we weren't working with that. Okay, so we have e to the power of b minus e to the power of 2b equal to e to the power of 2 minus e to the power of minus 4. Now, just by inspection, I can see that if b is equal to, that b is equal to 2, because these are exactly the same as each other. If you put a 2 there, you would get minus 4. So just by inspection from this question, b would be equal to 2. Okay. That works. That was question 6.